Good morning, welcome, thank you for joining the Kilat Shari Torah daily review of Rambam 613 mitzvahs for Monday the 23rd of August. Since it's the month of Elul, we are sounding the shofar every day in preparation for the great and awesome day of Rosh Hashanah soon to come. We've been talking about some of the laws some of the mitzvahs to do with marriage. We spoke about chuppah v'kiddushin, about being fruitful and multiplying, and then we spoke about bris milah yesterday. There is a law called levirate marriage, yibum. This injunction, this mitzvah commands us, this is number 216 of the Rambam's 248 positive mitzvahs, that a brother-in-law must take to himself the widow of his brother who has died without leaving any offspring. So if, God forbid, someone gets married, and for some reason he passes away before he's able to have children. So there is a mitzvah that if there's a surviving brother-in-law takes the childless widow as his wife. This is a mitzvah that we're going to learn about very soon, coming up in the Chumash Devarim. Or did we have it already? Okay. The prohibitions of this, there's an entire tractate called the Tractate Yevamos, which deals in great depth with these. The object of the mitzvah, obviously, as the Torah says, is so that the name of the deceased, the one who passed away, is not blotted out of Israel. In other words, will be remembered to the children that his wife has with his brother. In our days, it's customary to perform chalitza, which is the next mitzvah we'll discuss, rather than to take the childless brother's widow in marriage as provided by this mitzvah. So let's see what that is exactly. The mitzvah of chalitza, the next mitzvah in the list, commands us that the deceased's brother is to perform chalitza, which is called literally removing the shoe on her brother-in-law if they decide not to get married. She has the right of refusal, of course. For any reason, she doesn't have to, even though it's a mitzvah, she has the right to decline. We don't make people get married against their will. So what does she do? There's a ceremony whereby she removes a shoe from his foot and declines the possibility of marriage there. The duty to marry the wife of a deceased brother comes before the duty of chalitza, so this is why it's called Yevamos. The tractate is called Yevamos, although it does embrace the mitzvah of both levirate marriage and the mitzvah of chalitza also. The commandments appertaining to levirate marriage, to yibum and chalitza, are obligatory only in the case of one who was alive at the time that his brother deceased. It does not apply to one born after the death of the brother. Further, both brothers have to have the same father. If these conditions are not fulfilled, a childless widow is free to marry anyone she wants, also as she is of any descent whatsoever, a son, a grandson, a granddaughter, a great-grandson has left by the deceased. So complicated mitzvahs there, worthy of study and investigation. For your interest, the Ram has in its display of Judaica saw recently a chalitza shoe. I think there's one in the shoe museum downtown as well. But I believe there is one. If I'm not confusing the two museums, the Royal Ontario Museum has a particular chalitza shoe on display there that's been used in various ceremonies. I talked to a rabbi who was a dayan with the Beis Din of America and had, I think, done 5 such chalitzas. This situation came up a number of times in the course of his career, and he doubled that number. There were unfortunately 5 that had to be performed in the wake of 9/11, of September 11th, the terrorist attacks, just about 20 years ago. We should know from such things. Everybody who wants to get married should get married. Everybody who wants and is able to have kids should do so, fruitful and multiply in the best, fullest, most joyous sense, and we should all have nachas from each other. Have a good day, and please join us again tomorrow for further discussion of Rambam's Sefer HaMitzvot. Have a good day.